What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the continuation video from CHIU CHOW Food. Now we're going to transition into CHIU CHOW identity.
Things that we're going to be talking about are CHIU CHOW people Chinese? Are they Vietnamese? Are they something else? How do you guys identify?
Not to lie, at one point I was confused. I was like, man, like, am I this, am I that? Hopefully this video is going to clear it up for you guys.
A lot of us don't get together and talk about this very much. Our parents don't talk about it to us.
I've had lots of discussions about being Gaginang. I identify pretty strongly with it. I'm really excited to talk about it.
Coming to the 626, I met a lot of CHIU CHOW people, and they come from all different countries outside of China. And if you talk to them, you ask them, oh, are you Chinese? Are you Vietnamese? Some of them have different answers.
CHIU CHOW people, originally, it's actually a region of China, but since then, in the past couple hundred years, they've immigrated to many different places. So why don't you guys real quick just break down your own personal story for people?
So my grandfather and my grandma, both from both sides, were from China. My parents were born there and they immigrated to Vietnam. I was born there. I was 6 months when I came to America. But the thing is, I was only there for 6 months, so I've actually never seen my birth certificate. I don't even know if I have one.
You shouldn't even be here right now.
Throughout my life, I've always identified myself as Chinese, simply Chinese, not CHIU CHOW. But as I was growing up, they're like, oh, you Vietnamese, Chinese, because you were born there. As I think about it, I was like, that's a nationality versus an ethnicity. It's how you identify yourself. So if you identify yourself as CHIU CHOW, that's who you are. Nobody else can really say, no, but my friend KANE, the prince of CHIU CHOW, he says he's CHIU CHOW, so my family's
You determine your own identity, because it's you.
My parents were born in Vietnam, their parents were born in Vietnam. So my family line, they've been in Vietnam for generations already.
So, of course, I grew up thinking that I was Chinese because I spoke Chinese, but my last name is T-H-A-I, which looks a lot like Thailand, but I'm not Thai at all. So, and Thai is actually not even a Thai last name. It's a Vietnamese version of Chua. That's my last name in CHIU CHOW.
Probably still to this day, after so many years on YouTube, people have no idea that you're Chinese.
Exactly, and you know, people still think that I'm Thai because of my last name.
Let's say somebody asks you now, oh, Olivia, what are you?
I've always been Chinese. So
Okay.
that's my answer. But there was a period of time where I wanted to change my last name to just T because it was really confusing.
Yes, because people see that my last name is TRAN, they automatically think that I'm Vietnamese. And I always tell them, no, I'm not Vietnamese, I'm CHIU CHOW.
It's very interesting because sometimes hearing somebody with that last name and then hearing that they've been in Vietnam for generations, you're like, aren't you Vietnamese then? There's a small egotistical sense to it. They're like, oh no, I'm not Vietnamese.
Makes me think sometimes if like Vietnam as a country was way more up, you CHIU CHOW people would just be like,
Well,
I'm Viet.
I was sort of confused, honestly, because I was like, wait, am I Vietnamese? And then when I said that out loud, my dad was like, no, you're not Vietnamese at all. You're 100% Chinese. And I was like, well, is there anything wrong with that? And he would say, no, you gotta rep what's true. Like, is that true or not? So I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Adding to that, so one of the reasons why I say that I'm CHIU CHOW and not Vietnamese, I feel like it keeps my culture alive. Because we're already so small.
I personally identify myself as a Chinese person, right? It's really like, let's say for example, you live in America. If you're gonna go to Europe, you don't go, I'm a Californian. You go, I'm an American.
I would identify myself as CHIU CHOW before Chinese, only because I think if I say Chinese, people are just gonna think, oh, Cantonese, Mandarin, and it's not that.
But in the same sense, CHIU CHOW is within China. From an overall perspective, like you are Chinese.
You recently came from there, so you know you're very much a part of China, but her family's been out of it for so long, it's almost like that connection with the motherland has been lost.
It also depends on who you're talking to, because if you're talking to a person that just came from China and you're telling them you're Chinese, they're about to be like, no, you're not Chinese.
Who
They
have no
tell me
relation.
I'm not Chinese, but if I ask an American white person, when am I? They're like, oh, you're Asian Chinese for sure.
So I can absolutely see both sides of the situation. So when somebody from China asks me what I am, I always say that I'm Vietnamese. So that means my family has been in Vietnam for a generation or so, but we're still Chinese. So
Here's one super interesting perspective that we haven't tackled. Growing up, I was upset that I was CHIU CHOW.
Really? Because it wasn't one of the mainstream ones?
I was very upset because I was like, I can't speak Mandarin. My mom and dad spoke Cantonese and Mandarin. They never taught me. They only spoke CHIU CHOW. I felt for the longest time, I was like, man, I'm this like weird, like
You're a weird subgroup that nobody knows about.
Exactly.
You didn't have a box to check.
Yeah. Where's the box?
But
Where's the box?
What's it like to feel like, at least in your younger years, that loss of identity?
It's so confusing where it'll stress you out, and I think the best way is just to take time and really ask yourself in a calm manner, who am I to me?
all right, we just had our friend Johnson here. He was just shooting B cam for this video, but you are actually part CHIU CHOW. You're full Chiu Chow.
You don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, what would you say?
I would say I'm probably Vietnamese because I was raised by Vietnamese parents who their parents came from China, so I guess I'm Chiu Chow.
His perspective is the most interesting and most humbling perspective because there's no ego in there.
So I think maybe for the older generations, their egos are more higher. But then my generation, I don't think we really care or anything.
I see what you're saying. Because for me, because I've spent so much time researching, taking classes, being part of a huge Chiu Chow community. And so that identity for me is really strong. But for those that don't have access to that,
Are there any websites they could check out?
yes, in fact there is. there's a group that I've been involved with for I think almost 10 years now, and it's called gaginam.org.
So whether you guys are watching and you guys are Chiu Chow and really proud of it, or you guys are another type of person who just had no idea that Chiu Chow even existed, just teach them something.
That's how you count. I'm just playing. So let's count.
I was like, wait, that sounds a lot like.
Let's count. Let's count to 10.
Jake, no, sa, si, mo, lak,
Chick, boy, cow, chop.
I think another phrase that's good to learn is to say thank you, and that is Jaisia.
Joycia. What does it mean?
It means I love you.
I knew it. Yeah, the way he said it.
The way he said it, the way she reacted.
Say it again. Wait, I can't hear you. You're saying it to the butterflies.
You said it so smooth.
way.
A lot of Chiu Chow girls around the country.
A good phrase would be ho jia.
Yeah.
It is good eats.
Yeah.
Tastes good.
One that you guys have been saying is gaginang, which means
Gaginang.
自己的
No, you're saying nyang, nyang, nyang.
gaginang.
Yeah. See how complicated Chinese people we have to go through
The
so
tone
much.
is crazy. Gaginang is a really useful phrase that Chiu Chow people use to greet each other, right? To
Yeah.
say, you're Chiu Chow, I'm Chiu Chow.
All right, thank you everybody for watching that video. We're so glad that we had to have this discussion with Chiu Chow people. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, IE. Thank you, Kane, the Prince. Thank you, Richie, for being here. We just hope that this video was really helpful to you guys.
Create your own box
if you want.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for checking out that video about Chiu Chow identity. Check out this video right here. Check out this video right here. Subscribe button below.
Instagram.com@KaneLieu, KANELIEU.
Fun fact, he runs with the game, the rapper.
First and foremost, I'm an actor. I'm also a personal trainer, nutritionist. I run a business off Instagram, so.
Follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be CALLME_IE. I'm gonna be working on some fashion, dancing, and motivational projects.
Hi, my name is Olivia Tai. I have a YouTube channel, and you can probably find out all the other information when you get there.
Make sure you check them all out, and not right now, but soon on gaginyang.org. They're gonna feature you guys, they should. Tough subjects, but we're not afraid of them. Let's go.